Is it a bird? Is it a plane to Rwanda? No, it's a supermajority. I'm Harriet Langley Swindon, and this is Non-Censored. Hello and welcome to the third of our daily election week non-censored podcasts, where we'll be bringing you top-notch political analysis that helps you navigate the 2024 election in a neutral, unbiased manner and then vote Conservative on Thursday. I'm joined as ever by producer Martin. Hello, producer Martin.
Hello.
And also
I don't have anything to add at this point. I just want to say hello.
I don't want you to add anything. I'm doing the introduction. Yes. And also by our diversity correspondent, Eshaan Akbar. Hello, Eshaan.
A very good morning to you. Delighted to be here.
And let's just start with a quick apology watch, shall we?
I'm so not sorry that it's made me feel sorry for the not apology I'm sorry about. So I'm sorry not sorry that the not nature of the sorry is the sorry enough, or not.
Eshaan, anything to say about yesterday's show?
Well, yes. Look, I've been caught up in election fever so much that the night before I was up researching till quite late, and in preparation for the show. And what had happened is I'd entered a deep REM sleep and missed my alarm. But I'm also hearing impaired, so the alarm has never worked for me anyway. In any case, I apologise for not being here yesterday.
Do you think election fever is something that's been sort of affecting you for the last 2 years?
Well, yes. I've had election fever for a good 2 to 3 years. I don't understand.
I suppose they do call it fever for a reason, don't they? And some of it that's long fever.
Yes.
We're also joined by the world's greatest lawyer and great friend of the show and repeatedly former Home Secretary, Suella Braverman. Welcome back, Suella.
Hello.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, Suella, you sound defeated.
Oh,
you sound deflated.
I am deflated and defeated. I'm personally not defeated or deflated, obviously, but as you've probably noticed, you may have noticed. I don't recall ever being defeated. Have you seen me be defeated? Exactly.
No,
I don't recall ever being defeated. You may have noticed that some people
ever challenging you. Certainly, not
I can't
in
imagine
any
either.
Kind of, combat.
I've never had anyone disagree with me ever. I'm not including the views of people who are stupid. I've never had anyone intelligent disagree with me. All these idiot Labour voters obviously disagree with me, but they can't tie their shoelaces. Let alone think about.
What about the people in your party that have disagreed with you and got rid of you from jobs?
Well, they won't have jobs tomorrow, so that's going to teach them a lesson. Okay, what did I say? No more taxes. What did I say? No more immigrants. And what did the voters say? We don't want taxes, we don't want immigrants. And now we're going to get a Labour majority, a super majority, a mega majority, a nuclear majority, okay? Because their stupid voters are going to vote against all of those things. And if only, we were so popular before this election. I just don't understand it.
Well, Suella, I just want to get our listeners up to speed. This morning, I sat down with a cup of coffee and a pomegranate, and I read your article in the Telegraph yesterday.
Combination.
I don't think there's any time for judgment now. And that was, the Tories are in no position to attack Farage. And it's quite a damning article, Suella, about your party.
I'll tell you what this is. Our voters are the beautiful lady in the bar, okay, who is looking at us, and they're giving us the eye, and they want us. They're touching themselves, they're flirting, they're licking their lips, and we're saying we don't want that lady. We don't want that lady in a bar, right? In a bar to have a beverage, a good old British beverage. It's a pint, obviously. And we've left that lady, and Farage has come in and said, "I'll have her." That lady is the electorate. That's all it is. We knew what the electorate wanted, and we knew the electorate wanted us, and we decided for some reason to go for somebody else. Other stupid people, okay? And now Farage...
If you don't mind, I'm just slightly... Just the analogy you used, you presented a bar, so I'm thinking kind of a nice speakeasy vibe, and you said a beautiful woman who is touching herself, but then she also has a classic British pint, which I would consider to be in a pub. There's just a lot going on. I wonder whether that just says that the Conservative Party haven't really seen the electorate in the best possible light. There's slightly mixed messages there.
As a diversity consultant, you're confused because there's no Sisha, there's nothing kind of, swirly and ethnic I've described. Okay, so that's why you can't picture this. This is a normal Weatherspoons. If you go into any Weatherspoons, you'll see a beautiful girl in a mini dress drinking a pint, diversity consultant. But you wouldn't know that because you don't know the great British public, do you? Diversity consultant. Okay, I'm literally describing a Tuesday night in every corner of this country. Okay, and that is the British electorate.
Yes, I'm all for you speaking your mind. Of course, I would never try and step in front of that unstoppable force. But I would say, please be kind to our diversity correspondent, Eshaan.
I have a name. My name is. Thank you.
Well, yes, I just feel like this is still a place for kinder, gentler politics.
Producer Martin, Suella Braverman is the best lawyer in the world, okay? So sometimes that's going to appear a bit much for you boys, but she knows what she's talking about.
I prefer
she knows about law and things like Weatherspoons.
I don't like shisha.
You don't
Suella,
like Sisha.
could I just...
Why? Because you don't like smoking. Yeah.
Could I just venture...
What do you like, diversity? What does a diversity consultant like, by the way? What do they like?
Suella, this isn't about
like
what
pints.
Eshaan likes. This might go on for a while. Listen,
let's get back to...
I also like big butts, and I cannot lie.
Let's get back to the subject in hand. Now, moving away from the beautiful lady from the bar.
Do you think... I'm just going to squeeze this in, Harriet. I'm just going to squeeze this in, because it is a very important point. Do you think that perhaps the great British electorate just quite like boats? After all, they're floating palaces. I know you've gone on for so long about how much you want to stop the boats, small boats, big boats, boats the size of your head. But the fact is, I went down to a marina just 3 days ago and I saw them boats and they were floating there and they were lovely and there were fish there. There was...
That's really sacrilegious.
This is a place that you could put a bar. A beautiful lady could sit on a bar on a boat and she could do whatever she wants. And that's the electorate.
Oh, I like boats.
Look at that.
Martin,
Eshaan likes boats.
You and the diversity consultant, you are not patriots. Okay, how could anybody who lives on an island? How could anyone who lives on an island like boats? That would suggest you want to leave. Who wants to leave Britain? Okay, who wants to leave Britain? And more importantly, why would we want other people to come into Britain, which is already full of lovely people and obviously idiot Labour voters? Okay, stop the boats. I don't know why. I mean, Rishi, I respect him. Obviously, I respect him. He is the leader of the Conservative Party and he was doing such a good job and we were so popular stopping the boats, and then he started the election. And it was a shame that he didn't just say stop the boats for the last 6 weeks. If he just continued the message, stuck with the plan, continue the message, stick with the plan, stop the boats, okay, we would have our supermajority even more super than it is now. It's just a shame, and we need to just buckle down as the opposition and just change the party name to Stop the Boat Party. Okay, Stop the Boat Party has a nice ring to it because it's like
that
boat
does sound
party.
really good.
Really doubling down on this.
Yeah, I mean STB and STDs they're quite close, aren't they? The STB party and the
well,
STD
you
party.
could say they're similar. You could say they're similar, couldn't you?
You could say
they're
they're similar.
And STDs.
How people feel about lilos, because lilo's very popular, often considered to be the smallest of the boats. And if you're trying to stop the small boats, I think a lot of people would be concerned that their lilos are going to be taken off them.
Producer Martin, if people really don't want to stop the boats, then how come everybody loves Nigel Farage? Everyone loves him. Everyone. And as Suella says in her article, that is because Nigel Farage is the symptom of the Tory party failing to stop the boats. So everyone is going, we want that.
Exactly.
We want that little magic Nigel Farage
it's
potion.
Funny, isn't it? I would have expected Nigel Farage wanted to stop helicopters more than boats.
Well, listen, I would say this, okay? If anything is going to stop the boats coming to this country, it's Nigel Farage. Who is going to look at Nigel Farage and think that's worth risking my life for? okay? And that is why he is winning all of the votes. Our intelligent voters are not voting to like build schools and hospitals and like get rid of food banks. They like food banks. Just a reminder, before this government, okay, there was no place you could go and just be given food and just took it out of a bin. There was no place. Now, every corner of this country has a place you can go to and you can get tinned goods. Okay, not just any old food, the stuff that we love. You know, pineapple upside down for everyone. Yay. Okay, we did that.
Do you think
hot dogs in a can?
Do you think, Suella, that there's a problem that there's more food banks than there are branches of McDonald's in the UK? Do you think that's a problem?
How could that be a problem? When you go to McDonald's, do they give you food or do you buy it? When you go to a food bank, do they give you food or do you buy it? They give you the food for free. Now, the other thing I read in an article is that when you go to McDonald's, when you use the touchscreens, there's poo in those touchscreens. There's no poo in a food bank. Okay, so where would you rather get your dinner from? McDonald's or a food bank? This is
why the poo on the touch screens? That's awful.
Well, people don't wash their hands. Immigrants don't wash their hands, do they? And they all eat McDonald's because they have McDonald's where they come from. That's where they eat. They don't wash their hands. It's just awful.
Frightful.
It's awful. It's just getting worse. And these are the kind of things that should have been in our manifesto.
Suella, if I may, I'm just a bit confused. Surely, as a Conservative, you would want people to buy things as opposed to be given things for free. I'm just a bit confused as to why you think that the buying is worse than the being given stuff for free.
Tory values are the values that I care about, okay? Tory values are the values I care about. And some people are, as I've said already, idiots, okay? And they don't want to work. They don't want to earn a living, okay? And these people will just need to get given food, okay? And they can be given that food because they're Labour supporters and there's no helping them. They can get given that food because they vote Lib Dem and there's no helping them. They can get given that food because they like boats and there's no helping them, okay? What I want to do is really help the people who want to help themselves, okay? And first of all, we're going to start doing that by stopping the boats. And if we had stopped those boats, we would have a mega majority on Thursday, the 5th of July. And we didn't do it. And it's a real shame. And don't get me started on climate change. Oh, God, I mean, yawn, oxygen, yawn, sun, burn, yawn, no oil, all these people going on and about pandas. Who cares about pandas?
I have to say, Suella, I am very impressed by your consistency on this matter because ultimately you don't care about climate change, which means the water's going to be evaporating, which makes it harder for boats to come here. So actually, ultimately, I'm actually quite impressed that you have at least something that's consistent.
Exactly. And finally, the diversity, because someone has said something that makes some sense. Exactly. The hotter the
My name's
planet
Eshaan,
gets,
by the way, just to...
Bless you. What was I saying? Yes. Climate change, brilliant for this country. Hot summers, snow in the winter, and fewer boats. Bring it on.
I want to share with you a quote from Mel Stride where he said, "I totally accept where the polls are at the moment means that..."
Yes, I think it's like Mel Brooks. It's one of those names that can actually be used by anyone. Okay. It's allowed.
Stop trying to bring it onto gender issues.
Their ideology is just,
It's ridiculous. I mean, so he says tomorrow is likely to see the largest Labour landslide majority this country has ever seen. And it's much bigger than 1997. No, it's not woohoo, Eshaan. It's not woohoo.
Listen,
wah.
Harriet, can I just...
What noise do you make on a slide?
I feel like we need to stop referring it to it as a landslide, because a landslide is very scary. Why don't we call it
dangerous
water slide? The biggest water slide.
Because it is scary. It is scary, Producer
but a water
Martin.
Slide sounds fun.
It's not a fun water slide.
You can be wearing your nice jazzy shorts.
Sorry.
You can have the
Producer Martin, are you suggesting
the little children's pool, and you can be coming down.
Are you suggesting that everyone's getting wet over this election?
I think that everyone should feel like they're at the Centre Parks and having a lovely time, and maybe they've got some bicycles outside. And they've got the little bit that goes out onto the roof, and you can see the whole forest, and you're in the Forest of Dean, and you've got a lovely.
Okay, Producer Martin, before you took this onto a very, very silly tangent, what I was going to say is that Mel says that what we now need is we've got to give up the idea of Tories ruling the country, but we've got to have a strong opposition that can truly scrutinise the government. And I wonder, Suella, are you the person to lead that opposition?
Am I the person to lead the new opposition? Okay, there's only one answer to that question. Okay, and that answer is this: I will stop the boats. Okay, I will stop the boats, and I will lead the party whilst I stop the boats. Okay, and you won't see me when I am leader, and I will be leader of the Tory party. There's no one left. There's no one left. They've all given up the ghost. But
you
not
will stop
me.
the boats, but steer the ship.
I will stop the boats. You know something, diversity consultant? I'm going to write that down because that's a very good thing. Yes, that's a very good thing that you said. And I am going to stop the boats and I am going to steer the ship. And I'm going to make sure that this supermajority does not get away with what they want to do. They want to tax everybody. Okay, every penny you earn under this Labour Party is going to go into Keir Starmer's pocket and he's going to spend it on hair gel. Okay, it's not acceptable. Okay, every penny you earn, okay, they're going to let in all the migrants. Have you ever gotten into a lift that's supposed to carry 20 people and then one person gets in and then the lift is too heavy and then someone has to get out and the lift can't go anywhere? That is what this country is going to be like. It's going to be an overcrowded lift that doesn't move and we're going to be stagnant and we're going to stagnate because he's going to let everybody in. Okay, forget flights to Rwanda. He's going to fly people in from Rwanda. Did you hear he was going to reverse the Rwanda policy? Do you know what that means? It's going to be a one-way ticket for people from Rwanda to this country. Exactly. That's exactly how you should destroy the place. That is. Can you imagine?
Good
this place is going to be.
Harriet.
It's going to be like the Olympics every day.
The Olympics every day.
Every day, people are going to be coming in, waving their flags, going, "We're home."
Don't we like the Olympics?
Yes, and that's not a good thing, producer Martin. That's not
the Olympics is fun, isn't it?
I'm just curious, Suella, do you have a favourite immigrant?
The Spice Girls played.
Do you have a favourite immigrant? Is there anyone that you actually like?
Do I have a favourite immigrant? What a vile question for a diversity consultant to ask. Okay, why would I have a favourite immigrant? I have a favourite type of immigrant. Okay, my favourite type of immigrant is the kind that comes here, fills in a form, the form gets rejected because they're not supposed to be here, and then they leave. Okay, that's my favourite kind of immigrant. Okay, we have to say, and do you know something?
Without causing any
finish
trouble,
a sentence, Martin.
I would like to suggest that perhaps, everyone's an immigrant, and if you were to look maybe even at your own family, that perhaps not too long ago one of your own family members came to this country, which is a good thing, which is a positive thing, and that maybe you could say that your grandparents moving over here was a positive thing because you love them. That would be allowed, and no one would think less of you.
They moved here, and now you're on the non-censored.
Okay. I hear this all the time, and I'm sick of people saying I can't hate immigrants because I'm related to immigrants. Let me tell you something. Being what I look like does not dictate how I think, okay? And it is racist of you. It is racist of you to tell me that I should think a certain way because I come from a certain place, okay?
Yeah, Martin is quite racist quite often.
Okay.
Diversity consultant, what are you going to do about this man, okay? Because did you see what he just did to me? He said that because there is migration in my family, I should love all migrants. Okay?
Racism.
That is racism.
Martin, can
that
you just
is wokery.
That's
okay,
not
it's
really
wokery.
what I said, but
can you just fill out the incident form again, please?
Yeah, I will. I'm just going to do a very quick.
You should have one long form.
Apology watch.
I'm so not sorry that it's made me feel sorry for the not apology I'm sorry about. So I'm sorry not sorry that the not nature of the sorry isn't sorry enough, or not.
Sorry.
I'm so not sorry that it's made me feel sorry for the not apology I'm sorry about. So I'm sorry not sorry that the not nature of the sorry isn't sorry enough, or not.
There you go. We can continue now.
Yeah, exactly. Cancel Martin. Can we cancel this man? Finally.
No,
if we're going down, we're taking you down with us, Martin. No, we're taking you down with us. There'll be no Tory MPs and no Martin. Okay?
It's quite nice to see Suella Braverman is into cancel culture. I didn't think she would be.
I'm not into cancel culture. No, actually, don't put words into my mouth, diversity consultant. Okay, I don't want to cancel Martin. Okay, what I want to do is have him face the consequences of his prejudice. Okay, which is different.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to dislike people.
Suella, you and Kemi Badenoch have had leadership websites put up about you, which you say has nothing to do with you. But it does show to me that the fact that someone's put Tory leadership campaign websites in your name for you, that obviously there are a few supporters who are already excited to put you forward as their leader.
Harriet, you're no stranger to popularity. You know, you're no stranger to popularity. I'm no stranger to it. Are we surprised this happened? Of course not. I'm an immensely popular person. Now, if there was a prize for best MP, a bit like there was a prize for best presenter, I'd be like Anton Deck. You know, they keep winning it at the National Television Awards. If there was a National MP Awards, I'd win that award. There is obviously no award, but you can vote for us during elections. But we don't have elections like every autumn when there's a new season of a TV show. We have them every 5 years. Anyway, you know what it is. All I'm saying is I'm not surprised about this website was made. I'll consider it, and I would like to be leader of the Conservative Party. I would like us to start saying the things the British public want us to say. You know, they want us to say things like, no, stop wasting money on health. You know, just eat an apple a day.
What people want.
But eat an apple a day. Why is the health service overrun? Because, you know, people aren't being encouraged to do the kind of things that would keep them out of the health system. We don't need more healthcare. We need less sickness. Get well soon. Get well quicker.
It's an apple a day and positive thinking. Positive thinking, negative thinking. This leads to COVID.
Exactly, negative thinking does lead to COVID, and if you and then it leads to long COVID. Okay, and don't get me started on the vaccine. Labour are so negative. They're so negative, and they're sending everyone to their GPs, and they're going to their GPs. They're doing this, and they're saying, "I'm depressed." They're saying this. Why are you depressed? We listen to Labour moaning all day long. You know, I feel a bit depressed about it, to be honest. I can't wait till this election's over, and then they can shut up about everything. You know, living standards.
Now, Suella, I know you're a very busy woman, especially at the moment. But before you go, I do want to share with you some brief stories of the day, which we like to look at in this programme, and just get sort of your opinion on it. So I don't know if you've read this, but the Tories have claimed that a Lib Dem candidate is not really blind. He's pretending. He's pretending to be blind.
I mean, that doesn't sound good, does it?
I mean, does this surprise you? The Lib Dems will do anything. The minute I saw Ed Davey in a teacup, I thought, well, this is going to go downhill, isn't it? They will do anything. You know, they will do anything. They will run around in Lycra. I believe that happened. They will promise you things. They will promise you things like education and care. They want to do something about carers. You know, they'll promise you things that they think you think will make your life better. And all along, they've been lying about their disabilities. Okay, so if this guy isn't blind, what else are they lying about? What else are they lying about?
I think it is worth flagging up here that he is blind. So the accusation
we'll prove it.
Who says, producer Martin? His little dog Jenny, she can't speak.
Anybody can walk around with a dog and say, I'm blind.
I don't think
anyone.
Jenny, the guide dog, is. No, I think really this might be a misstep, along with many of the other missteps that the Tory campaign has brought. So...
No, I'm sorry. There's nothing the Wokarati won't do. They're hopping around, but then they've got one leg. That's what they're doing. They're walking around. I mean, they're hopping around, limping. And look at them all. They're all limping a little bit, trying to act like they've got bad hips.
I'm not sure.
It was not a fair fight.
Policy that they're trying to bring in there.
Do you believe that anyone can be blind, Suella?
Can anybody be blind? Well, honestly, I suspect most left-wing people who say they have any kind of physical limitation, left-wing people do like to lie, okay? And they like to pretend, they like to make themselves into victims, okay? They do it all the time.
It's true.
It's blindness. It's
you can't
it's
spell left-wing without lie.
Exactly. It's they run around and they say they're non-binary, and then we've got to be nice to them because they don't know they don't know whether to wear pink or blue or have long hair or short hair. You know, they lie about all kinds of things. That they lie about their mental health. You know, they lie about that. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm a bit sad today." You know, do you know what else? You know, the last thing I heard about? They lie about ADHD. ADHD, right?
Stop it.
They lie about so many
Yes.
things. And I think they have lied to get the supermajority. They've lied about it all to get the supermajority. And
who's the most famous right-wing person with some sort of physical impairment? Do right-wing people get physical impairment?
Right-wing people don't get
Captain
physical
Hook,
impairments. And if we do,
Captain Hook.
we don't talk about them. Okay, we don't. Listen,
He was
then
a bit of a fascist, wasn't he?
yeah, he didn't make that Hook a personality type, though, did he? Okay, like the left would do. Okay, so what? He's got Hook for a hand.
he did.
Okay,
That was
do
very
you know what you
much
can do with that
part of
Hook?
his personality.
I'd argue that Captain Hook voted Green myself.
You know what you can do with that
I
Hook?
don't
you
know.
can put it in a boat.
He fed a clock to a crocodile. I'm not sure that's a very green thing to do.
I'd say Abu Hamza was right-wing. He also had a hook for a hand.
And he didn't make a big deal about it. And like I said, he can put those hooks on boats and deflate the boats. Okay, we just don't make a big. If that happened to me, if anything happened to me, you know,
Captain Hook was also very pro-boats, wasn't he?
He was pretty dark. He liked a boat.
Captain Hook isn't running for election to be a Tory MP. Okay, so I think
Professor Xavier.
He's not running for
He's
election.
right-wing, isn't he? He's in a wheelchair.
No, he was very
Exactly.
left-wing.
He's very right-wing.
He
Yes.
runs a school for
No,
orphans.
he's right. He's Tory all the way.
He's Tory all the way. He believes
sounds
in
pretty
strong work ethic, teamwork, self-determination.
You're thinking about Magneto.
Now, Suella, the one last topic I want to talk to you about is that Boris Johnson has made a return, though he's joined the campaign. However, he did not appear with or praise Rishi Sunak, according to The Guardian. So what do we make of this, Suella? I mean, I know you're a Boris fan.
I'm a Boris fan.
So but he's not saying anything about poor old Rishi. Does anyone want to say anything nice about Rishi Sunak anymore?
He took the intelligent, remarkably attractive, astute, well-educated Tory voters, and he said, "We don't want anything to do with you anymore." That's all he did. And now they are voting for reform. Okay, they were crying out for strong-minded, respectable people like myself, like Boris Johnson, like Kemi to represent them. And now it's the last day of the election, and Boris has come out from day one. The first thing he should have said when he called the election was, "We are going to have a general election, and by the way, we're going to stop the boats. We are going to have a general election. By the way, we're going to Brexit again." He should have promised another Brexit.
Oh, yeah,
He's another Brexit. We're going to stop the election. You know what we're going to do? All flights will go to Rwanda, every single one. Okay, there will be no planes taken off from this country unless they're heading to Rwanda. And if he'd done all those things, we
really,
would have a Tory
even if it's going to America,
supermajority.
it would go via Rwanda.
Well, how else would we get the immigrants to Rwanda? A diversity consultant, please. Okay, if he'd said finally that we will stop trying to change the climate and we'll just let the climate do its thing, then we would have a Tory supermajority. And it's a real shame.
Right.
And Boris is here now. He will do his best, but I personally think that after July the 5th, me and Boris are going to get together and we're going to put all these things down and we're going to start the Stop the Boat Party, the STB party, which is not the STD party, but we will try very hard not to give each other STDs, obviously, like all party members, and we will win this country back. We'll win that girl in the bar back. We'll go back to the Weatherspoons and we will win you back, Sharon.
Persistence for Sharon.
Suella, thank you so much for coming on the show. I wish you all the best with the STD party. And,
B. Boats.
Sorry,
Stopping
yes,
the boats.
STB party.
Yes.
And I'd like to say that that's it for this episode, but we'll be back tomorrow. So in the meantime, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and follow the Out of Context Non-Censored Blue Sky account, and keep questions coming to noncensoredpodcast@gmail.com. With thanks to Rosie Holt, Brendan Murphy, Eshaan Akbar, Athena Kublenu, and Ed Morrish. I'm Harriet Langley Swindon, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Non-Censored.